Alright, this is a tight squeeze. Wish me luck. We got a rocky section here. I'm gonna let go of the brakes now. Hello there, welcome back to the channel and to a new video. I've gone down from e-bike heaven to a slightly normal bike, if you can call it normal. It's an enduro bike made by Drag Bicycles called Shift 7.1. Let me get you acquainted with it and maybe you will like it, and then it's your decision. Starting with the frame, the Drag Shift's 7.1 frame is an alloy hydroform triple butted aluminium one with a very nice sloped enduro geometry. It's a hardtail nevertheless, so no rear suspension, as you can see. The front fork is a RockShox RL35 Gold Debone Air, which, as the name suggests, it has an air cartridge here on the left stanchion, and on the right stanchion here it has a low speed compression and the lockout function. I am now moving the lockout function in increments. It also has on the right stanchion, but below here, the rebound, which you can turn fast or slow. It has two axles, front and rear, sits tall on 29-inch wheels, front and rear, with Maxxis Forecaster 2.35-inch wide. Moving on to the transmission of the Drag Shift 7.1. This is the high-end model. It got the World of MTB Best of 2022 according to the famous German magazine World of MTB. So the Drag Shift 7.1 has quite a pedigree here. The frame I have here is in size M, but you can find other frames in the link in the description below. You have other models. There's a 5.1 and a 3.1, which also come like this one in S, M and L. Moving on to the transmission here, we have the SRAM SX line, which consists of the trigger shifter here up front on the handlebars on the right side, the SRAM SX crankset on a dub bottom bracket, and the SRAM SX shifter. It's a 1x setup. It's a 1x12 in this case, so it has 12 sprockets in the rear, a SRAM rear cassette which starts from 11 and goes all the way up to 50. And I don't know if you can see it, but the rear sprocket is bigger than the 180mm rotor on the back here. Speaking of which, the bike comes with Shimano MT501s with short brake lever, which you can use only one finger to press it, with 180mm Shimano rotor in the front and another 180mm Shimano rotor in the back. Those 180mm rotors are attached to some Cox hubs front and rear. That's the first time I've seen Cox hubs. It's Drag's own brand. And speaking of which, up front the cockpit is comprised of a Cox Rogue low handlebar, a 780mm wide one with a 50mm Rogue stem, which makes the bike very maneuverable by bringing the handlebars closer to the steering axis. It comes with some nylon pedals, which, as you know, you can keep them or swap them out. It's your choice. It also has this, a KS dropper post, and at the end of the dropper post you can see the Cox Strike saddle, which I will be sitting on today. We also saw this same type of dropper post, cable actuated one, on the Drag Ion 3.1. And now that we got past the introductions for the Drag Shift 7.1, let's see how the bike feels while riding it. Familiar cobblestones and a lot of traffic in front. We're gonna head on in this intersection, try to cross on the other side. Okay, now that we got that out of the way, it's a very busy street. So now we are in King Michael's Park. We have some options here. Let's try them. These are a couple of doubles which I didn't cook. I'm gonna jump this slightly, and this also. I'm gonna go back up for another round. Oh yeah, we got that double, no problem. I got another trail here. I'm gonna jump in. Very helpful 29-inch wheels to get over obstacles like that. The Drag Shift 7.1 is a nice bike, and this because of trail enduro geometry with a 66.6 degrees head tube angle. and the RockShox fork up front. I'm gonna switch a couple of gears. I already have my seat up. I'm gonna get up on out of here and see how the bike feels while climbing. That's nice. It's almost like I had an electric motor and I had to get out of the seat. But now, let me put my seat down, because there's another interesting feature here. Oh yeah, that was very nice. I have another gravel track here that I can climb. Okay, it did it with ease, thanks to the 11 to 50 cassette. There's another small trail here. We're gonna go down. We jumped that. It was nice. Small dirt ramps. We are still in King Michael's Park. I have another incline in front. I'm gonna change another gear so it would be easy for me to climb. This is a gentle incline. This is where you can use that lockout function of the fork I mentioned earlier. And just like that, we're up the incline. Now we're out of King Michael's Park and I'm heading to Pera Voluntar area in the northern part of Bucharest. A bit of lane splitting, which I don't recommend because of the wider handlebars. But if you know what you're doing, it's decent. This is a tight squeeze. We are moving in traffic towards Pipera Voluntar area. We're already in Pipera. We have quite a ways to go, and we're gonna cross into Voluntar. At this roundabout here in front, we're gonna enter Voluntar. It's not the ideal bike for going into traffic. For that you have the Drag eSense Uni 3.0, which I reviewed in a previous video. Speaking of which, look at that traffic on the other side. They are just stuck in traffic, they just don't learn. Get a bike, man. We are now in Voluntari. At the next intersection, I'm gonna make a right turn and exit all this mayhem here. I went to this area on my dirt jumper, but now that I have a proper enduro bike, even if it's a hardtail, I'm sure it's gonna be a lot of fun. So I'm gonna take the Drag Shift 7.1 there now. I'll see you there. I'm gonna bump this hill full speed to test the brakes. The MT501s. Let's see if they manage this. Oh yeah, without a problem. The 501s stopped the bike. We got a rocky section here. I failed to change some gears, but now I can do it. You might not recognize this area because it looked quite different in the springtime. As you can see now in the summer, we have wildflowers, and the little pond here quite green. There's another test for the Drag Shift 7.1. The RockShox fork is working quite nicely and soaks up even the smaller bumps. Our goal here is that hill there on my right, and I'm curious to see how the Drag Shift 7.1 is gonna manage the incline there. Let me switch to the highest gear in which I'm in, and now let's see if the Drag Shift 7.1 can climb this slope. I'm gonna try to do it without getting out of the saddle, but I can already feel the tire. The front tire wants to get off the ground. Okay, I got it up until here, but I don't think I can manage that. But let me try it. No, definitely not. Nevertheless, I think it was a decent effort. Here we are. Gotta catch my breath for a bit. That was quite a climb. I have sweat in my eyes. Ah, it stings. Let me wipe the sweat off you also. The tires are interesting because they have a soft compound, so they grip quite well. But do be careful while riding through fields and such, because you can easily get a flat tire. So take all the precautions you can take. The tires are quite good and grippy, but they are prone to flat tires. I have one thing in mind that I have to do, and wish me luck. I don't know if you can see it, it's quite steep. I cannot press the front brake. I'm gonna let go of the brakes now. Whoa! 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 I love it, man. That was such a nice hill bombing. Of course, I'm gonna go up again, and I'm gonna take a different slope, which I was too scared to take the previous time I went here. But now I'm gonna do it because I have good tires and good brakes. So I'm on that other side of the hill. I'm gonna go up on this quite decent incline here. This is a way tamer climb right here. I'm not saying it's easy. You might be out of breath at the end. It's nice that the sun decided to stay in the clouds, because it would have really cooked me. We're almost up. The only slight inconvenience is that you have to pedal some ways to get on this other side of the hill. And if you are going on that slope on my left where I'm gonna go, you'll have to go around the whole hill. Here we are, up again with less effort this time. Let's find that slope, shall we? It's quite steep. That didn't end very well, but that was due to operating error on my part. I had to be way back for that, but I saved it. I think it's a bit out of my league, that descent there. So I'm gonna try another one that is not that vertical. Let's see how this goes. Okay, I'm gonna release the brakes now and go full speed. This was quite interesting, and I redeemed myself from that. The bike is fine after that. I protected it as much as I protected myself. So let's get out of here, and I'm gonna give you my conclusions about the Drag Shift 7.1. It's a beast of a bike with the 29-inch wheels that can easily go past any obstacle. The tires have a soft compound which helps with the grip, good for descending. Down for this, and it's a very small one, is this dropper post cable. If you can hear it, this is the noise it's making on trails and rocky sections. It's a cheap fix. That's my only complaint about the bike. The fork is very nice. It soaks up even the smallest of bumps. The transmission is very good and suited for almost any situation. I would not recommend you to take the bike and do lane splitting with it, because it has quite a wide handlebar. The strike saddle is very comfortable. The dropper post is a gem, even if it's cable actuated. It's quite nice. I didn't get why every mountain biker said, oh, the dropper post, it's a revolution, it changed bike forever. Yes, it did. You can easily adjust your seat height with just the press of a button. In this case, with just a push of the remote on the handlebar there. So yeah, get a dropper post if you have a bike. This KS dropper post on the Drag Shift 7.1 is quite nice. Even if it's a cable actuated one, is very precise. It can move in slow increments depending on how hard or how soft you press on the remote there. The brakes, I would go to 4-piston brakes, but even with 2-piston, they are quite nice. The 501s with the shorter lever, which you only need one finger to be on the brake lever there. Very tight chainstay. As you can see, there's quite a small space between the rear tire and the seat stay. That keeps the bike more agile on the back end. And the 65.5 degree head tube angle brings the front wheel quite a ways, which is very nice for descending, except if you are me and you go too far forward. That was my operator error, if you didn't guess it. So keep in mind, if you want to purchase this bike, just research it in the first link in the description, and check the price in the second link in the description. With that being said, this was it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. This bike rides like a dream. So push that like button, hit that subscribe button if you want to see me do more of this review type videos. I would very much be interested in hearing your thoughts. Drop your comments down there. And if this is not the bike for you, check this video here. I thank you very much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Bye bye.